Hello, students, and welcome to our algebra lesson, which is a mini review today of some of the things we've been doing with slope and some of those slope forms. So let's get started. Our do now is about answering a question about inspirational gifts, and I thought it's a good time of year to talk about gifts. Today, we're going to review what we've learned so far about writing linear equations. And our essential question is basically how can I write an equation in slope intercept form when I'm given the slope and the y intercept, or when I'm given a graph, when I'm given an equation in standard form, when I'm given a point and a slope, or when I am given two slopes. So we're going to watch the video. We have not 14 problems, we have a bunch of problems. Let me see, maybe it is 14 problems. No, a little more, a little less. What we're going to do is write some equations in slope-intercept form, and we want to work this cat riddle and graphic organizer together. If there's time, we're going to try to complete homework 8 so that you won't have homework tonight. And I want you to be a little personalized in our exit ticket today. So I want you to complete this sentence: I learned algebra best by blank. So for some people, they practice doing the same problem several times. They'll do their homework twice. Believe it or not, some people do that. Review the lesson. Some people memorize. Everybody's got a different strategy, but nobody learns by not doing. We've got homework. It's 4.8 today, not 4.7, sorry, but we'll probably get it done in class. Remember, we want to turn those cameras on. Some of you are earning extra points toward your Unit 3 quiz. I may call on you or talk to you in the beginning, middle, or end of the period, and I need to hear from you when I do. We're going to submit completed assignments in teams. Please check the titles, because some of you are turning in your assignments in the wrong place. If you have questions, always feel free to ask. Check your PowerSchool for missing assignments. I'm not going to do PowerSchool every single day. There's just simply not enough time to go through every single thing in Teams. And then go in and open up all your pictures and then go to PowerSchool with 100 students. It's just untenable. But which is all the more important, students, for you to turn things in on time. But every 2 weeks I enter grades into PowerSchool. Now, tomorrow is a special 8th grade activity day. We've got games and prizes. Look for the calendar invite. I believe it already went out. There's going to be a cooking show with an emphasis on science. There's going to be a TikTok dancing competition and a Kahoot. And there are prizes. So this is the information about tomorrow. And this does count towards your attendance for Wednesday. So before I get to the do now, I just want to show you your exit. And these are the pages we're going to work today. We've got the cat riddle, we've got a graphic organizer, and we're going to try to get to homework number 8. And I think we'll be able to do all of those. So our do now for today: gifts can be inspirational, but they do not need to be expensive. What is an inspirational gift you can give to a friend or family member? And when you think about this, I really want your answer to come from the heart. So be very thoughtful about this. I've received some very inspirational gifts in my life, and usually that is not connected to how much they cost. Usually I was very surprised when someone paid attention to something I talked about throughout the year, and then it showed up as a gift for me. It could be a really small thing, but they remembered something I said I loved, and they gave that to me. It was very exciting. And again, at the end of the period, I want you to talk about how you learn algebra best. Now, as part of our review, we have this cute little riddle, and the riddle asks a question: why was the cat kicked out of school? Now we're going to be given either a point and a slope or 2 points. Okay, so either point and slope or 2 points. Then we're going to write each equation in slope-intercept form. It's a partner project, but you can just work on it on your own. So what you'll do is when you have a letter and a number that match up, okay, so if E were 8, you would put E there if that were the case. I don't believe it is. In fact, I know it isn't. So let me show you how this works. And let me give you a little bit of a strategy for solving these a little easier, something you can apply to other things that you do. You notice you have 3 sets. So as you work each set, if you get 3 answers, you'll know that the 4th answer, because there are 4 items in set 1, has got to match. So what do I mean by that? So first, we've got a slope of 2/3, and we have a point of -3, 0. So let's go to our scrap paper. And so we have a slope is 2/3, and we've got this point, -3, 0. So what we need is point slope form. So y minus 0 equals 2/3 times the quantity x minus the -3, which is +3. And when we solve for when we solve for y, we end up with y equals 2/3 x plus 2. So if you're confused about how we got there, first we distribute. So y minus 0 equals 2/3 x, and then we need 2/3 times 3. Well, 2/3 times 3, we cross cancel there, equals 2. So that would be, and it's a positive times a positive, so it would be a positive 2. And if, there's no need to add 0 to both sides because it doesn't change anything. So you really don't need to do that. So let's erase that. So what we end up with is we just rewrite this without the 0. Y equals 2/3 x plus 2. Okay, now where does that go? Right here. So then we start to solve the problems on the right side. So let's try to solve number 10. Okay, we have the points 3, 4, and -6, -2. So when we have 2 points, first we have to find the slope, m equals, so this will be our x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So we're going to have -2 minus 4 over -6 minus 3. -2 minus 4 is -6. -6 minus 3 is -9. And that can be reduced to 2/3 because negative divided by negative is a positive. So our m equals 2/3. Now we'll take the first point and the slope and put it in the point slope formula. Y minus y1, which is 4, equals m, which is 2/3, times the quantity of x minus 3. So first thing we want to do is distribute the 2/3. So we have y minus 4 equals 2/3 x. And so if we're going to do 2/3 times -3, that would equal -2. So 2/3 x minus 2. Now we add 4 to each side, which will give us y equals 2/3 x plus 2. And that matches, well, let's write it down first. That matches our e. So e and 10 match. So we come down here to number 10, and number 10 is an e. So let's choose, let's do h. We have the point 6, 2, and -3, -7. First, we find the slope. So it's -7 minus 2 divided by -3 minus 6, which is going to be -9 over -9, which will equal +1. So our slope is 1. Now we'll use the point slope formula. Y minus, and here's our point, 2 equals 1 times the quantity of x minus 6. And we just distribute that 1 through. Y minus 2 equals x minus 6. Then we add 2 to both sides. And we have y equals x minus 4. And that will go on our H line. And let's go ahead and try number 8. So number 8, we are given the slope of 1. And we're given the point 2, -2. So when we have a point and a slope, we immediately go to the point slope formula. So we will do y minus -2, which is y plus 2 equals 1 times the quantity x minus 2. I think you can already see what's going to happen here. Y plus 2 equals, when we distribute the 1, we end up with x minus 2. When we subtract 2 from each side, we end up with y equals x minus 4. Let's put that here, equals x minus 4. And we can see that 8 matches with h. So I think what I'll do is I'll write these down. So E matched with 10. H matches with 8. So let's go to the bottom of the page, 8 and H. Okay, let's do S, and let's do 5. So do S, and for S they gave us 2 points, -2, -8, and 6, 4. So let's first we find the slope, m equals 4 minus -8, which is 4 plus 8, over 6 minus -2, which is 6 plus 2, which is 12 over 8, which is, they're both divisible by 4, so that would be 3 over 2. So we have a slope of 3 over 2, the rise of 3, a run of 2. Now we'll use the slope and the first point in this point slope formula. So y minus y1, so that would be y minus negative 8, which is y plus 8, equals 3 over 2 times the quantity of x minus negative 2, which is plus 2. And we distribute. So y plus 8 equals 3 over 2x, and 3 divided by 2 times 2 equals, these cross cancel, equals 3. So that would be x plus 3. And then we subtract 8 from each side. Y equals 3 over 2x minus 5. And let's put that on our paper. And that's, actually that was W. I didn't end up doing S. I ended up doing W. So y equals 3 over 2x minus 5. So I think this time I'm going to do 3, not 5. So I have something I know I want to show you. So I've got, let's go back and look at that. I've got a slope of 3 over 2 and 0.41. And this is number 3. And our point is 4,1. So we go straight to point slope formula. Y minus 1 equals 3 over 2 x minus 4. Y minus 1 equals, we're distributing. Now, what's 3 over 2 times negative 4? Well, we can simplify that, and that will give us negative 6. Now we add 1 to both sides, and y equals 3 over 2 x minus 5. Oh, what was that? Oh no, it suddenly got very big. That's pretty funny. There we go. Okay, so I ended up with y equals 3 over 2 x minus 5. Well, look here. 3 and w go together. Okay, filling out that riddle. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. We've done 3 on the left side, which coordinated with 3 on the right side. If you've got something remaining here, which is this S, and something remaining here, which is this 5, do you really need to do both of those? No, you know they're going to match. So you know that S is going to go with 5. So you can have, provided you know that these others are correct, you've got kind of a shortcut here. So you can go ahead and fill in 5 is S. Okay? So I'm going to let you work on the rest of these. I do want you to show your work. I'm going to move on to the graphic organizer. So it says I can write linear equations in slope-intercept form given. So if they give you the slope and the intercept, that's the easiest of all. So you just write y equals, and your m is 1/3 x, and your b is -5. And that's your slope-intercept form, y equals 1/3 x minus 5. Now, if you're given a graph, you've got these 2 points that cross the crosshatches of the grid. So you can either, remember, slope is rise over run. So you can achieve, you see this is a negative slope. We're sliding down the hill. We're going to crash into the tree. That's sort of how we remember it. Okay, so this is a negative slope. And you can either go down 2 and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can say -2/5. But also, I know some of you have asked this question, so I always want to cover this. If we have -2/5, there's another way we can write that. We can go up 2, so that would be a +2, but we go left 5, and that would be a -5. And either way, that is a negative slope. It doesn't matter. So our slope is -2/5. Let's get the green back. Our y-intercept right here is -1. So y equals -1 is our y-intercept, or in terms of slope-intercept form, that's our b value. Now we can easily write the slope-intercept equation, which is y equals -2/5 x minus 1. That's all there is to it. Now, if we're given an equation in standard form, we're going to solve for y. So we've got 4x minus 2y equals 14. So first we subtract 4x from both sides, because we're going to move it over to the other side. So subtract 4x from here, subtract 4x from there. Now we have -2y equals -4x plus 14, and I put the 4x before the 14 because I want to get it into that slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Now I don't have y isolated yet because I need to divide by -2, and whatever I do to one part of the equation, I will do to all parts of the equation. So that leaves me with y equals -4 divided by -2 is 2x. 14, positive 14 divided by -2 is -7, and there's my slope-intercept form. Now, when we're given a point and a slope, we want to use the point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. So we've got the slope of -3, and we've got a point here. So we just substitute y minus 3 equals -3 times the quantity of x minus -1 is the same as +1. Then we distribute. Y minus 3 equals -3x minus 3. And then we add 3 to both sides. And we end up with y equals -3x. Now, we do not write plus 0, okay? We don't do that. I'm taking that away. This is still slope-intercept form, but this is a graph that will go through the origin. So this graph will go, we know it's a negative slope. This graph will go through the origin just like that. And now we're given 2 points. We're given -4, 7, and 8, -14. So first we have to find the slope. Then we use the point slope formula. So m equals, this will be our x1, y1, and our x sub 2, y sub 2. So m equals y2 minus y1, -13 minus -7 is +7. And over x2 minus x1, which is 8, minus -4, which is 8 plus 4. -13 plus 7 is -6. And 8 plus 4 is 12, and that reduces to -1/2. So our slope is -1/2. Now we'll use the point slope formula with the slope and this first point. So y minus -7 is y plus 7 equals -1/2. X minus -4 is +4. We'll distribute the 1/2 through. Y plus 7 equals -1/2 x minus 2. And we subtract 7 from both sides to leave us with y equals -1/2 x minus 9. And that's our final answer in slope-intercept form. So that's it for the graphic organizer. And let's go ahead and do some of these homework problems. Just one page. So again, we are given the slope and we're given the y-intercept. This is easy. If the y-intercept is 0, there's no b value. So this will be y equals 2/7 x. End of story. That's it. Number 2, we're given the slope of 1 and a y-intercept of -4. So here, y equals x. This is an invisible 1. That 1 there, we don't need it. We don't write it. It's 1x. We never write 1x. We just write x. So it's x minus 4. So our b value is -4. And that's it. Number 3, the slope here is positive. So we have a positive, there's our points, 1, 2, 3 over a run of 1, 2, 3, 4. So positive 3/4 is the slope. And our y-intercept right here, our b value is -2. So y equals 3/4 x minus 2. There's our slope-intercept form. We have negative slope in number 4. So let's figure out what the slope is. So the rise is -2, 1, 2. And the run is +2. So -2 over 2 equals -1. So our m equals -1. And our y-intercept is -1. So our slope-intercept equation is y equals, and we have, again, this will be an invisible x. So it would be just -x minus 1. Number 5, we have an equation in standard form. So we just want to solve for y. So we'll subtract 2x from each side. 5y equals -2x plus 35 And then we divide everything by 5. To give us y equals -2 over 5 x plus 735 divided by 5 is 7. Okay, number 6. Let's subtract 2x from each side. And that leaves us with -y equals -2x plus 4. That's an invisible positive sign there in front of the 4. Now, we can't have -y. We need y to be positive. So we'll divide everything by -1, which will basically just change the signs. So we will have y equals 2x minus 4. And again, number 6, we will start by subtracting x from both sides of the equation to leave us with -6y equals -x minus 30. And everything needs to be divided by -6. And that leaves us with y equals. So here we have, let me change a color so you can show you this. We have an invisible 1 here, and a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So that will be a positive 16x. -30 divided by -6 is a positive 5. And number 8, we'll subtract 5x from each side to leave us with -4y equals -5x minus 12. We'll divide everything by -4 to give us y equals, now negative divided by negative is a positive, so we have positive 5/4 x plus 3, because 12 divided by 4 is 3, and a negative divided by a negative will produce a positive. So in number 9 and 10, we're given the point and a slope. So the slope and a point, excuse me. So we'll use the point slope formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. So here's my x1 and my y1. So it will be y minus -3 is plus 3 equals that slope of 5/2 times the quantity of x minus -2 is plus 2. Now we distribute. So we have y plus 3 equals 5/2 x plus 5. And we subtract 3 from each side. And we're left with y equals 5/2 x plus 2. And number 10, we are given the point 2, -4 with a slope of -3. So using the point slope equation, we have y minus -4, which is y plus 4, equals -3 times the quantity of x minus 2. And we distribute. Y plus 4 equals -3x plus 6. Negative times a negative is a positive. We subtract 4 from each side, and we have y equals -3x plus 2, and that's our final answer. And the last two problems. So these are the most work, I should say. They're not really too difficult. You guys have been picking them up pretty quickly. But we have to use the slope formula followed by the point slope formula. So we have to start with, this is, x1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So we have to use slope formula. M equals negative 4 minus 2 over 4 minus 0, which would be negative 6 over 4, which reduces to negative 3 over 2. So this is our slope, negative 3 over 2. Now we'll use that and a point in the point-slope formula. So y minus 2 equals the slope of negative 3 over 2 times the quantity of x minus 0. And when we distribute, we end up with y minus 2 equals negative 3 over 2 x. And we don't have to put plus or minus 0. Okay, we can leave it at that. But we do need to add 2 to both sides to isolate that y, which would leave us with y equals negative 3 over 2 x plus 2 for a final answer. And the last problem, we'll start with our slope, which will be negative 3 minus negative 4, which is plus 4, divided by negative 3 minus negative 2, which is plus 2, which will equal 1 over negative 1, which equals negative 1. So our slope is negative 1. We'll use the point-slope formula, y minus negative 4, which is y plus 4, equals negative 1x. Negative 1, excuse me, I didn't mean x. Negative 1 times the quantity of x minus negative 2, which is plus 2. Then we distribute, and we have y plus 4 equals negative x minus 2. We'll subtract 4 from both sides of the equation, and we have y equals negative x minus 6 as a final answer. So please go back. So now you won't have homework tonight. Make sure you finish this and make sure you complete your exit ticket, How You Learn Algebra Best. Have a wonderful holiday. I hope to see you all tomorrow for our fun half day of activities and prizes. So have a safe holiday, a happy holiday, and I hope you get to spend some time with family, even if it is over Zoom. Remember, with algebra, it takes practice, but with practice, you'll be great.